Welcome! I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And this is Susie Gamboa.
Standing in for our father, Ray Butch Gamboa, the host of this show for the past 31 years.
This is Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine.
Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall have attorney Martin Delgra III, LTFRB chairman, with insights into the motorcycle taxi regulation. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smarts portion centers on what to do when one encounters a broken white center line road marking. This week's Payong Chuper is regarding the no smoking policy in PUVs. The public service segment shall have the jaywalking violation in Kalayaan Avenue. Showcase this week shall have the compact sedan from Volkswagen, the Lavida 230 TSI DSG Comfort Line. While for race weekend, we'll have the highlights of the 2019 Philippine Autocross Championship Series Round 2, held at the Hacienda Designer Outlet in Silang, Cavite.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us!
Designed to get back from any adventure. Every day without fail. Being tough is not enough, so we keep testing. In the pursuit of ultimate toughness and reliability, the new Strada, engineered beyond tough.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.
Suzuki all-new Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style. All-new Ertiga debut.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure. BRV, rise above your limits.
Calling all automobile enthusiasts. Autofocus.com.ph is exclusive to the automobile, where you'll find reviews on the latest brand new car models, together with their head-to-head comparisons. It has the detailed specs of car models available in the country and their latest SRPs and special promos, together with the latest auto industry news and developments like car launches and test drives. Autofocus.com.ph is all about automobiles. Click on.
The things that make my day. My mini-me, my kind of jam, my passion, my blend of coffee, my inspiration. That's all good with the all-new Vios. My Vios, my drive.
Here are the latest news in transportation and traffic management. The DOTR recently held the groundbreaking ceremony for the PNR Clark Phase 1, one of the major projects under the Build, Build, Build program of the current administration. Upon groundbreaking, the construction of the Tutuban to Malolos leg is now on full blast.
The PNR Clark Phase 1 is a 37.6-kilometer mass railway transportation system which will compose of a total of 10 stations, namely Tutuban, Solis, Caloocan, Valenzuela, Maykawayan, Marilao, Bocaue, Balagtas, Giginto, and Malolos stations, and will house a depot at a 14-hectare lot in Valenzuela City. It will have 13 train sets composed of 8 cars each, which will be running at a maximum speed of 120 kilometers per hour.
Ito na yung magbibigay simula at buhay dun sa tinatawag natin Tutuban Clark Railways. Ito yung panimula. Ito yung one of the 4 phases dun sa Tutuban Malolos.
This project is seen to cut travel time between Manila and Bulacan from 1 hour and 45 minutes to just 35 minutes, serving approximately over 300,000 passengers daily.
Ang benefit yung mga mananakay, nabanggit ni TJ Batan kanina, ang tinatarget sa unang taon kung operational is 300,000. After that, every year, magwa 1 million. Ngayon, pag nagbiyahe ka, magbuhat sa Tutuban, papuntang Clark, swerte ka ng 2 oras at kalahati. Doon sa express lane natin, mga 45 to 50 minutes yun.
PNR Clark Phase 1 will be seamlessly connected with the PNR Clark Phase 2, which is Malolos to Clark, and PNR Calamba, forming one integrated commuter railway system that will serve commuters traveling to, from, and within NCR, Region 3 and Region 4A.
Japanese ambassador to the Philippines, Koji Haneda, expressed that utilizing Japanese technologies and years of railway expertise, the NSCR project will not only revive traditional railroads, the PNR, but also build a state-of-the-art rapid transit system that is on par with international standards. Meanwhile, the opening of the NLEX Harbor Link Segment 10, the DPWH is confident that it will help solve the traffic situation in the country's major thoroughfares. The Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, or MPTC, together with the DPWH, toured the members of the Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists, or SPMJ, and gave information firsthand ahead of the opening.
MPTC's Chief Communication Officer, Attorney Romulo Kimbo, and Ana May Lamentilio of the DPWH led the tour of the 5.65-kilometer portion of the NLEX Harbor Link Segment 10 from Karuhatan to the new Caloocan interchange in C3 Road, Caloocan City. Before the said tour, members of the SPMJ were briefed about the project, were given basic facts about it and the project's benefit to motorists. The company said that the NLEX Harbor Link Segment 10 is envisioned to solve a lot of traffic issues in certain areas, as it will reduce travel time from C3 to NLEX to just 10 minutes. Once open to the public, 30,000 vehicles will benefit from this new road.
The facility will benefit our motorists who wish to go directly to the port area. So that's why it's called Harbor Link. The principle behind it is to decongest EDSA, specifically Balintawak Cloverleaf, so that our trucking companies and logistics companies coming to and going to the port area will not have to compete for road space along Balintawak and EDSA.
They added that the project also serves as an east-west connection in Metro Manila.
The Harbor Link is of course connected to our Mindanao exit along Quezon City. So that will also serve as an east-west connection from the eastern part of Metro Manila to the west and vice versa. So we see it as a complete contribution to traffic decongestion, especially in the Metro Manila area.
The NLEX Harbor Link Segment 10 is seen to bring more opportunities in nearby communities, such as generation of employment and increase in land values, aside from connecting NLEX to key areas in Metro Manila.
We are very happy that the construction went without a hitch in terms of getting the right people, getting the local people involved, especially in the construction. So providing this employment opportunities is also one contribution. The other multiplier effect, as we can call it, when the project is finished, it will also open up previously inaccessible areas of Caloocan City, and in that regard encourage maybe investments also to move to Caloocan City so that the city also can benefit.
Moreover, the department added that truckers and freight forwarders are expected to greatly benefit from the elevated expressway, since their cargo trucks will be spared from the truck ban, thus translating to faster delivery of goods to and from the provinces.
The NLEX Harbor Link Segment 10 is just one of the projects of MPTC in partnership with the government through the Build, Build, Build program. Other projects are now under construction. Continuing, the local government of Quezon City called for the temporary suspension of the closure of Tandang Sora flyover, as residents living around the area appealed that they were not consulted regarding the closure. With this, the MMDA decided to grant the request of Quezon City officials and has moved the closure of the said flyover to a later date.
The MMDA has moved the closure of Tandang Sora flyover to March 2 at 11 p.m., a week later from the original schedule. The flyover is set to be demolished to give way to the construction of the Tandang Sora station of the MRT Line 7.
Nag-meeting po ang MMDA, ang mga barangay ng Quezon City, representative ng LGU, and then ang contractor. No? So dito nga na talagang nalaman natin, nagkulang ng konting paalala.
The MMDA said that they used the one-week postponement to inform stakeholders of the impending closure that would affect more than 100,000 motorists traversing Commonwealth Avenue and 3,000 motorists using the Tandang Sora intersection.
We will use that to conduct massive information campaign. Lahat po ng mga clearing operations gagawin po natin. Information drive.
The agency also removed obstructions, including illegally parked vehicles and illegal vendors in Luzon Avenue, Visayas Avenue, Congressional Avenue, and other identified alternate roads during the time.
Bawal pumarada, bawal ang terminal, bawal ang vendors na nasa kalsada, no? Kasi para ma-maximize po natin yung ating mga kalsada dahil madaming dadaan dyan.
The MMDA General Manager also said that the barangays have identified inner roads that can be used as alternate routes.
The local government of Quezon City has expressed their gratitude to the MMDA for heeding the request. The officials also conducted massive information campaigns and clearing operations. And finally, with the issues surrounding the riding community lately, thousands of motorcycle riders attended the recent Riders' Assembly to have their agendas heard by senatorial and congressional candidates.
About 1,000 riders representing various clubs and organizations held the Riders' Assembly in San Juan Gym in San Juan City. The said assembly tackled different issues surrounding motorcycle riders and road safety. The said assembly was attended by several senatorial and congressional candidates who willingly listened to the appeals of the riders. Later on, there was a covenant signing between the riders and these candidates to manifest their support to the motorcycling community.
Basically, this is a covenant signing between the riding community and aspirants of our 19th Congress. So, doon sa mga tumatakbo to have a seat in the lower house and upper house, basically, what we're asking from them is the support and protection of rider rights, rider welfare, and of course, to prevent any legislation from coming out without consulting the community first.
The Riders' Agenda is a package of demands and policy reforms formulated by the riders, which includes upholding riders' rights, promoting safety for riders and other road users, legislators to craft and support the Motorcycle Road Safety Act.
We want to protect rider rights. There has been a lot of legislation that contradicts even national law, tulad na lang sa pagsusuot ng helmet. And then the enforcement, there's been confusion between the laws brought out by LTO, and when it comes to roadside apprehension, medyo nagkakalituhan. And then, of course, nandyan yung mga ordinances kung saan merong gustong magbawal ng angkas, meron gustong pigilan ang motor sa kanilang major thoroughfares. That's number one, rider rights. Number two is the promotion of road safety. Okay, malaking-malaki ang problema natin sa disiplina sa kalsada. And we are very serious about road safety. Kami ang isa sa pinaka-vulnerable road users. So we want the government to support the programs that promote road safety, because our intention here is to save lives, okay? And our intention here is to educate all motorcyclists as well as other road users nagmamaneho ng private vehicle or public utility vehicle. Lahat yan dapat sama-sama. But we're doing it on a scale na kaya namin, which is within our own backyard, which is the riding community.
The riders also said that the assembly has become a way for them to promote a new transport mode known as motorcycle taxis.
The Motorcycle Rights Organization stated that the assembly has served as a platform for the riding community to get their messages across. Additionally, the said assembly also served as a way for the riders to be more aware of their rights. Those are the latest news in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. Here's Ray Louie.
Motorcycle taxi is a new form of public transport being promoted by motorcycle riders themselves. Aside from them, it has also gained the patronage of the riding public, most especially those who are always on the go. Things just turned a little different when it had to deal with a number of controversies. This week on Motoring Forum, we'll have Attorney Martin Delgra III, LTFRB Chairman, to give us more insights into the motorcycle taxi regulation and legalization. Hello, Chairman Delgra, and welcome once again to Motoring Today.
Hello, Wee, and to all the viewers of Motoring Today.
As a starter, the issue on motorcycle taxis or motorcycles for hire is being debated since last year. Angkas, in particular, has been stopped with its operations, allowed again through a granted plea, stopped again by the Supreme Court TRO, having a trial run, and legislators crafting laws on it now. Can you share to our viewers where and how all of these motorcycle taxi issues started? Like in the first place, how were they able to operate freely and now has become a big transport issue?
I think the issue on motorcycle became a major topic of discussion in the transport sector when Angkas introduced the idea of fleet managing public transport using motorcycles, meaning two-wheel vehicle, because under the law, only four-wheel vehicles are allowed to be given franchises or authority to run as public transport service. However, I'm referring to Republic Act 4136, where it prohibits or does not allow the use of two-wheel vehicle as public transport. Insofar as these vehicles are concerned, we know that all across the country, yun ang ginagamit nila, no? Lalo na doon sa mga lugar where there is lack of public transport, because they would go to isolated places, they would go to remote and even barangays where there are no available jeepneys, buses, or UV Express. And there is now, there has been a move to regulate motorcycle and be transformed as also a mode of public transport.
Angkas has been holding on to what they have since day one. They're safe, the drivers are trained, there are insurances, etc. Back in August 2018, they've organized a unity ride to hear their voices and to communicate themselves. Aside from that, rider groups claimed that the government, particularly the DOTR and the LTFRB, has turned a blind eye on your agreement in June of the said year. Ano po yung masasabi niyo ukol dito?
Now, insofar as Angkas as a TNC is concerned, we actually have no issue with them. However, the reason why the accreditation was denied, mainly because, among other things, the use of motorcycle as their mode of transport, which, as I have said earlier, is not yet recognized by law to be a mode of public transport.
Sinasabi po ng mga riders that they wanted the government to see them as a part of the solution on traffic and not to brunt as a problem. After how long the issue has been through, do you see them now as one?
What has been going on in Congress right now are initiatives to regulate motorcycles to be modes of public transport. Ang tawag nila doon, motorcycle taxi. We were called to participate in a roundtable discussion on how to go about regulating motorcycle taxi. And as what is the stand of the DOTR and of LTFRB and of LTO, we're saying that we are supportive of the initiative of Congress, or particularly of the House of Representatives, to regulate motorcycle taxi, except that there are a number of things that we need to address. One, the legal issue, meaning, as of the moment, motorcycle taxis are still not allowed. And if we are to allow it, which will probably result to the amendment of the existing law, what are the set of regulations that we have to put in place? Considering the fact that it's fundamentally different when you take a ride on a motorcycle than when you take a ride in a jeepney or in a bus. So, nahimay-himay po yung ibang mga bagay or issues and concerns that we need to address in terms of regulating it. There was also a mention of the issue on insurance. It was said that there would be a higher insurable risk, considering that when you take a motorcycle, you're more exposed than when you're inside a jeepney or a bus. So those things we also have discussed. There were also some discussions about the number of road crashes involving motorcycles, which according to MMDA is quite significant in relation to other modes of public transport like, or I'm referring to the four-wheel vehicles of whatever kind. So yun po, nangyari na himay-himay, and that we would be on call on what the House of Representatives would do to push the initiative of regulating the so-called motorcycle taxis.
We reported also in August of 2018 that this is an innovative idea which needs to be thoroughly discussed, and like all issues, it has its pros and cons. Reports have it that the DOTR formed a technical working group that will study motorcycle taxis as a form of public transport. Bukod sa mga nauna nyo pong nabanggit, can you give us an idea of the things or subjects that may be discussed and have already been discussed by the group?
Tama po kayo. Upon the instruction of Secretary Togade, a technical working group was created. It's an interagency in character. Ibig sabihin po, there are other agencies in government who were invited to form part of the technical working group to look into the issue of motorcycle taxi. They include agencies like the LTO, LTFRB, HPG, MMDA, and other institutions from the academe as well as from the commuters groups, so that we'll be able to have a more extensive views or discussion on the fundamental issue on whether we're going to allow motorcycles as a mode of public transport. We already have informed the House of Representatives as well that a technical working group meeting was created to be able to get some inputs and gather the collective idea of this group precisely to address that issue.
Many commuters are patronizing the platform, most especially those who are always on the go. When will they see the end of the issue?
Well, that will depend on two things, I suppose, no? Because as I've said, there are two initiatives now going on, no? On the part of the department, a technical working group meeting has been created, and the other one also that there is a parallel move on the part of the House of Representatives covering several bills on the same issue also of regulating motorcycle as a mode of public transport, and which they call motorcycle taxi. So hopefully this will be resolved, no? I do not know when, but hopefully as early.
Thank you very much for your time, Chairman Delgra. Before we end, do you have any message to the viewers relevant to the topic?
Now, we just have to continue to address the issue of, since you mentioned about regulating these motorcycles as a mode of public transport. As I've said, LTFRB, the OTR, LTO are looking into it and certainly be open to having to sit down with all stakeholders to address this. And the way to move forward is precisely the technical working group meeting that was formed to address this.
Thank you once again, Attorney.
Thanks, Wee, and happy motoring.
Attorney Martin Delgra III, LTFRB Chairman, our guest this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
The things that make my day. My Mini-Me, my kind of jam, my passion, my blend of coffee, my inspiration. That's all good with the all-new Vios. My Vios, my drive.
Designed to get back from any adventure. Every day without fail. Being tough is not enough, so we keep testing. In the pursuit of ultimate toughness and reliability, the new Strada, engineered beyond tough.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.
comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure. BRV, rise above your limits.
You're back with us here on Motoring Today. We now have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines.
Katulad ng pinapakita sa animation, broken white center lines separate the movement of traffic on multi-lane roads. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay bawal kang dumaan sa gitna o sa mismong linya. But if you're crossing it to overtake or to change lanes, then just keep in mind na ang mga sasakyan na nasa kabilang lane ay may right of way. So, wait for your turn.
More motoring tips for you here on Motoring Today. Proper driver's demeanor while behind the wheel from Mitsubishi Motors Philippines.
Payong chopper lang kaibigan, ako po si Hares. Isa pong kapwa ninyo chopper. Baka di nyo alam, ang paninigarilyo ay matagal nang ipinagbabawal sa mga pampublikong sasakyan.
Respeto na lang po sa ating mga pasahero, lalo na sa mga di naninigarilyo na sakay mo. Kung ang mga pasahero ay di pwedeng manigarilyo, lalo na sigurong bawal manigarilyo ang nagmamaneho. Ang usok na dulot ng sigarilyo mo ay puwerhisyo sa taong nakakalanghap nito. Kapag naninigarilyo ang driver, wala ang atensyon niya sa pagmamaneho. Baka di mo mamalayan, wala na pala sa direksyon ang pagmamaneho.
Kaya sundin ang batas na ito para makaiwas makaperwisyo. Ito po si Haris Morales, payong chopper lang kaibigan. Mula sa isang kapwa niyo chopper.
Designed to get back from any adventure. Every day without fail. Being tough is not enough, so we keep testing. In the pursuit of ultimate toughness and reliability, the new Strada, engineered beyond tough.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.
These are the Fuel Masters. Every time they're on the court, it's high performance. Every time I'm on the road, I can also expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. We made it! The next generation Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure. BRV, rise above your limits.
The things that make my day. My Mini-Me, my kind of jam, my passion, my blend of coffee, my inspiration. That's all good with the all-new Vios. My Vios, my drive.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure. BRV, rise above your limits.
Continuing, we now welcome you to Motoring Today's World of Motorsports. We start with the latest news and developments. The 2019 National Slalom Series flags off this weekend at Robinsons Novaliches, and like the 2019 Philippine Autocross Championship Series, which doesn't have the reigning champion defending his title, the race for the Slalom King Crown is expected to be wide open without 5-time slalom champion Milo Rivera, who will not be competing this year. Although it is expected that many of the drivers seeking to contend for the overall and other class championships in autocross are also expected to be competing in this year's Slalom Series. The 14-year-old phenom of Philippine motorsports, Inigo Anton, emerged fastest overall in the second round of the 2019 Philippine Autocross Championship Series held at the parking area of the Hacienda Designer Outlet in Silang, Cavite. Inigo's fastest run during the second round, a 39.76, was set in the Experience Modified class. The phenom bested his own mentor and father, Carlos Anton, who set a time of 40.20 in the all-Honda class, which was second fastest during the day. Third fastest overall was Estefano Rivera, who recorded the best time of 40.58 in the Auto Performance class. Fourth fastest overall was Jeff Borja, who set a time of 41.11 in the front-wheel drive class. Rounding off the top 5 overall was Jevoy Moreno, who set a time of 41.47 in the all-Honda class. Inigo had an outstanding second round, also coming out on top of the open class with a time of 39.77. Cody Nang was the fastest among those competing in the novice class, who set a time of 42.40. More of PAC's Round 2 coming up next on Race Weekend. More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today as we now give you Race Weekend. During the first round of the 2019 Philippine Autocross Championship Series, we saw Carlos Anton setting the pace among contenders for the title of overall Autocross champion this year. Without the 2018 PAC's champion Milo Rivera defending his title, his brother Estefano has taken it upon himself to keep the title in the family, but he was relegated to second and Inigo Anton was a close third. This all happened in a brand new venue for Autocross, the R10 Road in Navotas. The second round takes us to another new venue, the Hacienda Designer Outlet in Silang, Cavite. We were there to witness an Anton again go fastest for the day, but it was not the father. The Philippine Autocross Championship Series 2019 season has officially began last month, and now we are on this year's second round here at the Hacienda Designer Outlet in Silang, Cavite. What's in store for us today? Let's go check it out. The 2019 Philippine Autocross Championship Series flagged off on what should be a very intriguing season at a new venue that drivers found refreshing and exciting. The course laid out on the R10 Road in Navotas featured long straights that allowed drivers to reach third gear, virtually unheard of in autocross in the past few years. The second round of the 2019 Autocross Series took drivers to a new venue, the Hacienda Designer Outlet in kilometer 48 of Aguinaldo Highway in Silang, Cavite. The sprawling parking lot of what is billed as the country's first true outlet mall in Silang again allowed PAC's organizers to design another long course that is both fast and technical. As driver after driver got called to take the track for their first runs, the sound of engines revving closer to the red line before shifting up on the straights, of brakes squealing for the tight turns and chicanes, all seems to express drivers enjoying the new track and venue. The second round served up another tight fight for the fastest overall among several contenders for the title, featuring the Antons, Carlos the father, Inigo the son, the other quick Rivera not named Milo, but Estefano, as well as Jeff Borja and Jeffoy Moreno. The Antons in particular are leaving no stone unturned in their quest to have the family bag the overall title as well as other class championships. I'm here with the mentor of the Phenom, Inigo Anton, that is his father, Carlos. Hi Carlos, thank you again for joining us.
Oh, thank you for coming here again.
Of course, anything to support the motorsports industry. Can you just give us your thoughts on this season being really wide open for everyone since Milo left and your son learning a lot from last year's competition, the tight competition, and his continuous growth. Can you give us your thoughts on this very close season, considering that we're still early in the season?
Well, yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Si Inigo has to step up his game. He's after sweeping the Novice Championship, he's now battling it out for the Open Championship and also for the overall. So in the overall championship, he's up against me and Stefano, very good driver. And yeah, like you said, I think it's wide open. We miss Milo, but it's good competition pa rin with his brother and then with Inigo. So, and then a few other guys are also getting much quicker now. So we're really looking forward to this year.
Definitely everyone from last year, joining this season again, I'm sure everyone improved. So I'm sure everyone learned a lot from last year. But this guy, Stefano Rivera, I mean, what are your thoughts on this kid? Since I think he finished second last leg.
Yeah, no, well, he's a slalom champion already. No, he's been running the slaloms for a very long time with Milo, and then he's also a Vios Cup champion. So he's got some high level training also. High speed, low speed. And he's a natural driver, so it's like Inigo. So and they're young, they pick up things so quickly, and yun nga, we're on the way out.
So let's talk about your boy. Any changes that he made for his preparation for each race this season?
Well, since he already won the championships also in slalom, autocross is a little more high speed. He's done a lot of circuit racing also in endurance races, but I'm trying to get him more used to more high speed and then all of a sudden low speed, no? Like with Navotas, you saw it. No, we came from very third gear and then into a chicane. So those are the things that Inigo still lacks in experience, no? And he's still learning, but we keep practicing for it, and he keeps getting better and better. So he's on the right track.
Inigo certainly appears to be on the right track. Even the challenge of driving a longer track than usual for autocross while struggling with power steering issues didn't seem to faze him.
Well, the track's very good. It's very long, but at the same time, it's very tight. So it's like really makes your muscles really numb. Especially in the 4-pylon chicane, it gets harder and harder to get to. So I just have to refix everything. Also, I had a problem with my car, the power steering fluid. There was too little, so the steering was extra heavier, which made it harder on me. But hopefully, I saw where I made my mistakes, and I hopefully can fix it.
Another driver who liked the new layout and the new venue is Robert Tan. Robert missed the first round and felt the rust of having not driving in competition.
I like the layout now. It's fast, but then it's technical because of the slow parts. You just can't go flat out. You really have to be careful, like what he did. You will overshoot if you're not careful. So it's exciting. I mean, it's a good track.
What did it feel like being back behind the wheel of a car competing in a round of autocross and the first for this year?
Well, parang bagong ligo. It's like kalawang pa konti. It's trying to get in the groove again, but we're getting there. We set a good time today, so I'm happy. I'm happy for what the car is and what we did. I'm very happy with the results.
Robert Tan was only right to be happy with the results as, despite being rusty, he ended up third fastest in the Open class, setting a respectable time of 42.13 seconds in the Open B class. Meanwhile, early on in the second round of the 2019 PAX, Jevoy Moreno recorded a time that put him on top of the competition despite battling cramps on a track that he found quite a change from the one in the Votas.
Noong January, nung first round, ang difference niya, long track yung first round sa Nabotas. Ngayon naman, medyo siguro 50-50 dahil ito kaya ng first gear eh. Meron siyang part na mabuhangin, kaya ayun, medyo kailangan, imbis na i-hard mo yung driving, medyo bagalan mo lang para kumapit yung mga tires. So far, yun, okay naman, nakuha natin yung best time so far, pero pag nawala yung araw, medyo lumamig yung kalsada. Malamang magkaroon na ng competition talaga.
So what part of the Hacienda track proved really problematic for Jevoy Moreno?
Yung part ng racetrack, yung chicane, kasi medyo pinupulikat na yung mga braso ko, kaya ito, yun lang naman. Tapos yung part doon sa may track B, may part siya na mabuhangin, kaya talagang imbis na magmatulin ka, bagalan mo na lang para mas safe. Yun.
Jevoy's word about the competition was catching up to him as the day wore on. At the end of the second round of the 2018 Autocross Championship Series, Inigo Anton emerged as the fastest in the open class and in the overall competition. Next to him is his father, Carlos Anton. Estefano Rivera's car did not make it in time for the second round of the PAX but managed to be third fastest overall using a borrowed car. Jeff Borja grabbed the fourth fastest overall under the front-wheel drive class category, while Jevoy Moreno was the fifth fastest in the second round. After the successful holding of the first ever autocross round at the Hacienda Designer Outlet in Silang, the venue may become a regular stop for motorsports events this year and the succeeding years.
Hacienda Designer Outlet Mall is very open to different types of events. Like, for example, autocross right here. We are very open to other events as well.
So since very new pa lang in yung si Hacienda Designer Outlet, so events like this really help us create big awareness about the mall, especially those from the Metro Manila and far areas. Also very open si Hacienda with all kinds of events, all kinds of activities that really makes the shopping or the visit parang more exciting and interesting, because aside from shopping, they get to see events like this, and very interesting for mga car enthusiasts and mga millennials and young professionals.
While it's still very early in the season, it's still hard to tell who our frontrunners are for this year's Philippine Autocross Championship Series. Thanks for joining us and see you next week. It's early days in the autocross season, but dare we say the autocross championship fight may be an intriguing intra-family affair. Anton the father versus Anton the son. But we really can't count out another racing family, the Riveras, barging into the fight for the title with Estefano looking to step out of brother Milo's shadow. These dramatic motorsports storylines will surely be fodder for future Motoring Today and World of Motorsports editions. That's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure.
These are the Fuel Masters. Every time they're on the court, it's high performance. Every time I'm on the road, I can also expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. We made it! The next generation Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
The things that make my day. My Mini-Me, my kind of jam, my passion, my blend of coffee. my inspiration. That's all good with the all-new Vios. My Vios, my drive.
Suzuki all-new Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style. All-new Ertiga debut.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
The Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists, or the SPMJ, recently conducted the final judging ceremonies for the 3rd SPMJ Driven to Serve Awards. The Driven to Serve Awards aims to acknowledge the most outstanding corporate social responsibility, or CSR, projects among the local car manufacturers and importers. With a total of 15 entries submitted by 9 auto manufacturers and importers, the categories were divided into 4, namely education and training, environment, community development, and road safety. Representatives from Ford, Isuzu, Mitsubishi, Toyota, and Volkswagen presented their respective projects according to their categories.
Our entry is under the community development. If you will note, Mitsubishi Motors donated 26 vehicles composed of 17 L300, 3 units Mirage, 3 units Strada pickup, and 3 units of Monteros. We believe that these vehicles will be able to greatly help the needs of the local government units and all the member agencies of the Task Force Bangon Marawi in bringing all the basic services to the people in Marawi.
For this year, we entered for 3 categories: the community development, the education and training, as well as the road safety. In the past, this is the first time for us to join the education and training.
For this year, we participated in the areas of environment, the Kiawit River rehabilitation in Ilocos Norte, and we also presented the medical dental outreach program. Now we call it Surgical Mission.
The panel of judges was composed of 6 notable and distinguished personalities from the business, academe, and transportation sectors who served as the panel of judges.
I think a good CSR project first has to have the real purpose and a sincere purpose behind what they do. I mean, all these companies, they had their CSRs without the objective of being recognized, but it's good that the Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists recognize these companies and that promote what they do is really something the whole country should know, because these are really worthwhile projects.
These automotive industries are big industries, big companies, and they employ a lot of people, and they also live and work in communities near the factories, near their offices. So CSR projects, especially benefiting these communities, will bring further benefits to not only to the community but to the company itself.
The winners will be awarded at the 3rd Driven to Serve Awards night. Toyota Motor Corporation, together with Toyota Motors Philippines, jointly unveiled the new generation Toyota Hi-Ace during the new model's world premiere held at the Grand Hyatt Manila Bonifacio Global City.
Toyota Motor Corporation Japan chose to launch the all-new Hi-Ace here in the Philippines because we are the largest in terms of sales of Hi-Ace in the world, and they're giving us this honor of introducing the all-new Hi-Ace for the first time.
The two companies officially introduced 3 variants of the all-new Hi-Ace: the GL Grandia Tourer, the GL Grandia, and the Commuter Deluxe. Both the Commuter Deluxe and the GL Grandia will be available for retail in all Toyota dealerships nationwide starting in March. Meanwhile, the GL Grandia Tourer will be available in early April. Toyota takes pride in the all-new Hi-Ace's design and engineering. The new model has been revamped inside and out. Toyota also changed the engine's position to provide more comfort and better experience to both driver and passenger. The fuel-efficient 1GD FTV 2.8-liter engine ensures that the vehicle can traverse any road while carrying any load.
The last change that we had was actually 15 years ago. So this change is very big. We feel like the market will really appreciate it. Just from the position of the engine, we have already switched it to the front. So this improves overall riding comfort for the passenger, also for the drivers, which I think is the biggest change. Also, the design is very much improved. So it's more aerodynamic, and actually the materials that were used are more insulated. So it will reduce also the noise that you will get from the outside.
Ford Philippines recently awarded the 16 category winners of the 18th Henry Ford Awards, or the HFA, in an awarding ceremony held at the 5th at Rockwell in Makati City. The HFA aims to acknowledge automotive journalists as they contribute to shaping the country's car scene, whether it is through news and trends in print, online, and other broadcast media platforms.
It's an award night that we have for all the auto industry, journalism of the industry, and we're doing that every year. So tonight is the 18th one, and we're celebrating with the press and the journalism industry all together and give reward to those that have top or best article, top industry, judged by something else than us. There's a judge group that evaluate their article across the year, and at the end of the year, they come up with, here's a recommendation. And tonight, this is the award night.
The winners were selected from a total of 239 entries, composed of automotive stories, columns and opinion pieces, photographs and videos covering general and Ford-specific motoring news, launches, and trends.
It is important to us because our relation with the press is extremely important. You are the people that are talking about our product, our processes, all the elements that touch the automotive industry, which we've been in for 118 years. So it is important to us that we maintain relation, and we recognize, because you guys, all the journalism, they contribute to maintain the auto industry the way it is. So we want to recognize that.
The HFA Board of Judges was represented by practitioners from the academe and in various professional disciplines related to automotive, communications, media, and creatives. Following the launch of the all-new Hyundai Reyna, Hyundai Asia Resources Inc. showcased its power and capabilities through a media test drive. Hyundai brought members of the motoring media consisting of 35 individuals to Marilake, Cainta, all the way to the scenic views of the Pililla Wind Farms.
We are now ruling the roads of Pililla, and I tell you, after the end of the test drive, the results were just so amazing and impressive at the same time, given that it has been, I would say, the right one, the right choice as a first car buyer, and of course, as the most, I would say, affordable but commandable car available in the country.
Through the test drive activities, the Reyna has proven the power of its engine and the reliability of its advanced features. Powered by a 1.4-liter gasoline engine that gives out 95 PS of power with either a 5-speed manual transmission or a 4-speed automatic transmission, the Reyna offers convenient driving experience for first-time and city drivers alike. The all-new Reyna also comes with Hyundai's Fluidic Sculpture 2.0 design DNA that gives it urban elegance reminiscent of the Hyundai Modern Premium pedigree. The all-new Reyna is also equipped with important safety features such as dual airbags and anti-lock braking system, to name a few. Moto Italia Philippines has officially launched the new Vespa Notte series, in which lineup includes the Vespa Sprint and the Vespa GTS Super, which comes with different engines. The Vespa Sprint Notte is available with 150cc engine that gives out 9.5 kilowatts at 7,750 RPM and 12.8 Nm at 6,500 RPM. Meanwhile, the Vespa GTS Super Notte produces 15.6 kilowatts at 7,750 RPM and a maximum torque of 22 Nm at just 5,000 RPM. For the design, the new scooters come with a saddle dedicated to each model and a plate with the logo placed on the rear shield. The rims and muffler guard are also glossy black.
The characteristics of the Notte are obviously to be black, and it is targeted to attract the attention of who wants to own the night. But along with it, the mission of this special edition is to entertain, delight, and awe our customer, conveying the DNA of an iconic brand such as Vespa.
Moto Italia Philippines said their Filipino customers will find this new line of scooters perfect for their lifestyle.
2018 was fantastic for us, and 2019 is going to even be better. Maybe because of the traffic, a lot of people are considering scooters, and when they try the Vespa, they're hooked into it already. And it's one iconic scooter that everybody loves, not only for men but also for women.
Our car of the week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. A car that proves that it is more than its appearance, as it has more style and offerings inside. That's the Volkswagen La Vida. In this week's Showcase, find out what it has to offer. Watch this. That was the Volkswagen Lavida 230 TSI DSG Comfort Line, a vehicle that exceeds anyone's expectations. Our featured vehicle on this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure.
Designed to get back from any adventure. Every day without fail. Being tough is not enough, so we keep testing. In the pursuit of ultimate toughness and reliability, the new Strada, engineered beyond tough.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.
Be comfortable when you're out of your comfort zone and embrace a wider world of adventure.
Ah, the things that make my day. My mini-me, my kind of jam, my passion, my blend of coffee, my inspiration. That's all good with the all-new Vios. My Vios, my drive.
On the final stretch of motoring today, we have our public service segment, courtesy of Honda Cars Philippines.
A few weeks ago, the MMDA has announced that the Metro Manila Council, the policy and making body of the agency composed of Metro Mayors, has approved stiffer penalties for jaywalking. In this video, there is a large sign in the middle of the road that says "No Jaywalking" and urges the public to use the pedestrian footbridge located in the area as well. Along with this, a fine of 500 pesos is also part of the signage. However, a number of pedestrians are still seen crossing the street without using the built walkway. We will ask the MMDA regarding this matter.
That's our public service segment brought to you by Honda Cars Philippines. May we remind you once again, if you have come across any motoring issue or problem that you deem as unsafe or inimical to the general motoring public, which you would like us to highlight on this portion or to refer to the proper authorities for appropriate action, please feel free to let us know about it. Take a look at your screens for our contact details. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now in its 32nd year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!
motoring.